Matthew arrived at the site of a crashed commercial airliner. Aside from the remaining fuselage, the ground had been reconstructed to show the full seating layout of the cabin. This crash had claimed the lives of all 300 crew and passengers. To determine the cause, Matthew focused on a passenger on the manifest who was identified as Muslim. Sitting in the corresponding seat, he used the recordings from the black box to immerse himself in the aviation environment at the time of the crash. When he opened his eyes, he was already inside the plane, as if he were a passenger. Based on audio analysis from the black box, the Muslim passenger had left his seat on his own. But in Matthew's simulated reconstruction, he noticed that the passenger never reached the cockpit. He was called back by a flight attendant. This meant that the theory of a terror hijacking was completely unfounded. This raised Matthew's doubts about the black box, and he suspected the crash was hiding an even deeper secret. Matthew was an exceptionally skilled audio analyst. He could detect subtle changes in the sound of a propeller from a video and determine that its speed had suddenly dropped from 1,730 RPM to 1,680 RPM. Despite background noise and amateur filming, he could accurately infer a difference of 50 RPM. His talent was virtually unmatched, which is why his boss, Andrew, relied on him so heavily. After investigating a helicopter accident, Matthew stepped outside to find the company in chaos. He soon learned that an Adrian Airlines passenger plane had just crashed in the Alps. Normally, Andrew would take Matthew to the crash site for an investigation, but this time he brought along another colleague, Balsan, without hesitation. Confused, Matthew confronted Andrew, only to be met with unusual coldness, not even given a chance to ask why. Soon, the European Aviation Investigation Team returned from the site with a black box from the aircraft. Brock, the head of the investigation team, began an initial analysis using surveillance footage. Within layers of protective casing, the team eventually retrieved a circuit board from a cylindrical container. After cleaning it, the board was connected to a reading device. Fortunately, the audio was largely preserved. That night, Andrew began analyzing the audio recordings. Matthew stood outside the door, eager to join in, but without authorization, he couldn't even enter the room. He had assumed he wouldn't be involved in this investigation, but the next day, things took a turn. The leadership told Matthew that Andrew had disappeared overnight. Balsan alone could not handle this type of investigation, so Matthew was needed to take Andrew's place and quickly determine the cause of the crash from the black box. With official authorization, Matthew immediately entered the analysis room. Why Andrew had disappeared could wait. His immediate priority was understanding what had happened on the plane. The black box recordings were incomplete, and instinctively, everyone assumed the damage was caused by the crash itself. From what could be heard, Matthew could clearly make out the captain's conversation before the incident. As the plane descended, there was a distinct sound of electrical current, and the engine speed dropped. Then came a stronger surge of electrical noise, followed by fragmented sounds. During the crash, the electrical noises, screams, and warning alarms were all mixed together. At this point, Matthew adjusted the audio frequency bands so that he could isolate and listen to the individual layers of sound.